Hello students. Today in this video of 7th General Science, we are going to discuss the exercise of the chapter number 5th, Food and Safety. In the previous videos, in the two videos, we have learned about the food prevention and food safety, and also we learn some precautions to be taken for the food preservation. Now let us discuss about the some exercise of this chapter. So the first question is complete the following sentences by the using correct option from those given below. Options are given: irradiation, dehydration, pasteurization, natural and chemical. First is the drying the food grains from farms under the hot sun is called, means when we heat the substance or grains, then it removes the water, that is called the dehydration. So first is the dehydration. Second, material like milk are instantly cooled after heating up to a certain high temperature. This method of food preservation is called pasteurization. So third, C, salt is a natural type of food preservatives, and D, vinegar is a chemical type of food preservatives. So this is the question number first. Now second question is answer the following questions in your own words. First is the how is milk pasteurized? So what is the pasteurization? The process of heating the substance up to certain temperature for certain time and then cool down it quickly, that is the pasteurization. So how milk is pasteurized? Milk is firstly heated up to the 80 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes and then cool down it quickly. So what is the importance of this pasteurization? This pasteurization process kills the bacteria or other microorganisms in the milk and increase the shelf life of the milk. Second, why should we not consume adulterated food materials? Adulteration means to add the low quality substances in the food item. So why should not we consume it? Because it may cause the different types of diseases that may be carcinogenic or some related to the stomachs. So to avoid such type of diseases or such type of symptoms, we should not consume any adulterated food because these are not good for the health. Third, what precaution do parents take to keep food stuff safe? How we can keep the food stuff safe? Firstly, we can freeze it. The substances which we can freeze, we should keep in the refrigerators. Then grains should be sun dried. The grains contains some water level moisture. If we sun dry it, then the water from these grains evaporates and it increase the shelf life of the grains. And then parents should avoid the overcooking. Then to store the food grains or food stuff in the damp place and consume some food items which have the time limit, we should consume that food items within the time limit. So and these are the some precautions to be taken, and also you can write on your own. And D is the how does food spoilage occur? Which are the various factors spoiling the food? So what is the food spoilage? Food spoilage is the any undesirable change in the food that is harmful to the animals and humans, that we call the food spoilage. Now which are the various factors? First is the growth of the microorganism. When we put the food in the damp place, then it allow to increase the microorganisms and the food stuff get spoiled. Second is the pest, cockroaches, rats, then wall lizards are also responsible for the food spoilage. Then overcooking is also one of the reason. Then we can say that wrong handling of the food. These are the some various factors which are responsible for the spoilage of the food. Next is which method of food reason would you use? So you have to run or you have to write the answer of this question on your own, because we have learned all the methods of the food preservation and examples of it. So you have to write the answer of this question on your own. Third question is what shall we do? So first is there are vendors selling uncovered sweetmeats in open place in the market. So what should we do? Firstly, we should not buy any of the food items from the vendors which is not covered, and we should tell such vendors to cover the food items because it may contaminated, and also dust will accumulated on such food items. So we should tell him to cover such food items. Second, a pani puri wala is serving the pani puri with dirty hands. So we all of we like pani puri very much, and if we see that the vendor pani puri wala is serving the pani puris with the dirty hands, so we should not buy or we should not eat the pani puris on such stalls, and we convince him to serve was to wash his hands properly and serve the pani puri by wearing the gloves. See, we have purchased a large quantity of fruits and vegetables. Means if we purchase fruits and vegetables more than a need, then what should we do? We can do what we can do with the fruits. We can keep them in a deep refrigerators, so that they will remain for the longer time. Some of the fruits may be used to make the jellies and jams, and about the vegetables, we should cut them and also keep in the deep freezer for to keep them for the longer time, and we should make the pickles of the some vegetables. Now we need to protect foodstuffs from the pest like rats, cockroaches, wall lizard, etc. We know that these pest like rats, cockroaches, wall lizards may spoil our food. So to protect the food from the pest, we should keep them in a airtight container, and keep this container in a cupboard or in the place which is not a damp, so that this pest does not reach to that food product and protect it from the spoilage and food poisoning. Fourth question is find the odd man out. Three are of the one group and one is the odd, so we have to find out the odd. First is the salt, vinegar, citric acid and sodium benzoate. We know that vinegar, citric acid and sodium benzoate are the chemical preservatives, and salt is the natural preservative. So salt is the odd from this other. Lakhi dal, brick dust, metanyl yellow and turmeric powder. Turmeric powder is a odd man because lakhi dal, brick dust and metanyl yellow are the adulterants. Means these substances are used for the adulteration. Lakhi dal is used in the dal, brick dust is used in a mirch powder, and metanyl yellow is used in a turmeric powder. So turmeric powder is a foodstuff and other are the adulterants. C is the banana, apple, guava and almond. Banana, apple and guava are the fruits and almond is a dry fruit. D is storing, freezing, settling and drying. So storing, freezing and drying are the methods of food preservation, and settling is not the process. So settling is the odd word. Question number 5. Complete the chart below. Foodstuff and adulterants. First is foodstuff in which metanyl yellow is adulterant, that is the turmeric powder. Metanyl yellow is added to the turmeric powder for the adulteration. And then black pepper is adulterated with the papaya seeds. Papaya seed is the adulterant in black pepper. Then air filling is used as an adulterant in rava, and in honey mostly sugar syrup or jaggery is used as a adulterant. Then question number 6, explain why this happens and suggest possible remedies. First is the qualitative wastage of the food. So why this happen? It is happen due to the overcooking or improper proper handling of the food items. So we should not overcook the food. Then we should store it properly to avoid from the moisture and growth of the microorganisms. नेक्स्ट बी द कुक राईस इज अंडरडन म्हणजे तो जर पूर्ण शिजलेला नसेल तर. सो व्हॉट शुड वी डू? वी शुड वाय दिस हॅपन इफ वी डज नॉट वी डोंट नो द टाईम ऑफ the cooking for the rice, then it should happen. And what should we do after that? We should use the kheer of this rice, or we should papads of this rice. So in this way we can avoid the wastage of the rice which is underdone. Then see is the wheat has that was bought is a bit moist, म्हणजे थोडं त्याच्यामध्ये पाण्याचं प्रमाण आहे, थोडं ओलसर आहे. सो व्हॉट शुड वी डू? वी शुड sun dry them. So we should dry them in the sunlight so that the moisture of the wheat get evaporated and we can store them for the longer time. Next D, the taste of the yogurt is too sour, slightly bitter. जर असं झालं असेल, why it happen? It is happen due to the fermentation. If we keep this yogurt in the damp place, moist place, then the fermentation takes place, means bacteria ferment the yogurt, and due to that it become too sour. So what we should do? We should make the lassi or mattha of this yogurt to avoid the wastage of the yogurt. Next E, the cut fruit have turned black. Why does it turn black? It is due to the process of oxidation. What is oxidation? It is the chemical reaction with the oxygen in the air. So if it happens, we should apply the lemon juice on the affected part, and it stops the more oxidation to keep the fruit for longer time. Question number 7 is the give reason. First, food remains safe at 5 degrees Celsius. We know that at the damp place, or at the moist place, the growth of the microorganisms is higher, but at the 5 degrees Celsius, the growth of the microorganism is stopped. They does not grow at the 5 degrees Celsius, so that our food can remain for the longer time. And then second is the nowadays food is so buffet style during the large gathering. लग्न वगैरे मध्ये बुफे वगैरेची पद्धत जास्त आली, तर कशी काय आलेली आहे? इट इज टू अवॉइड द फूड वेस्टेज. सो एव्हरीवन कॅन चूज द फूड आयटम विलिंगली and the amount he want, so that this avoid the food wastage in such large gathering. So this is the exercise of the chapter number 5. You have to write the exercise, the answers of the questions in the exercise at your own, and just listen this video and write the answers at your own in your own words. You have to write it in your own words.